And now it's time for Life Advice with Timmy Sherman. Hi there everyone. On today's episode of Life Advice, we'll be covering everything you need to know about being a good person. The first piece of advice should be an obvious one. Get the jab. Everybody knows you're a horrible human being if you don't inject both you and your children with an untested vaccine. Trust the science, even when the science hasn't been proven yet. Don't worry, it's 100% safe and effective. Once you get the jab and are feeling less afraid, move immediately onto step 2, post it on Facebook. This step is crucial, as without it, nobody will know whether you're a part of the wise and noble human trial group as opposed to the filthy, heartless unvaccinated. Bonus points if you're wearing a mask, have a band-aid on your arm, or are showing your vaccination papers. If you're hesitant to receive this 100% safe and effective vaccine because you've heard reports of people's hearts exploding, skin turning inside out, or rapidly developing mental disorders, fear not. This is all misinformation spread by far-right conspiracy theorists. They may confuse you with first-hand reports from nursing staff or official government statistics, but this is all hearsay and shouldn't be trusted. Simply hear us say it's safe and trust us. After you've steeped yourself in the religious worship of the mainstream media, it's time to convert some followers. When confronting any opposition to the holy narrative, don't bother yourself with archaic notions of logic and reason. They'll only confuse you and have you speaking in circles. Trust me, it happens more often than you think, primarily because you can't. Simply stick to copy-pasting links from news.com. That way, when these are questioned, you can mock these people for not blindly having faith in this infallible institution. As you're fighting the good fight on social media, you may spot someone preaching anti-passport heresy using words like freedom or medical rights, or ransoming the freedom of the innocent in exchange for relinquishing their medical rights is unquestionably immoral behaviour. Make sure you demonize these false prophets publicly, as both they and their ideas are a terrible threat to our bright and golden future. Try and use the Bible to paint them in an unflattering light. Use phrases like, "It's unchristian of you to determine what is morally acceptable in the eyes of God," or "It's unloving of you to tell others that supporting the passport is a sin." These phrases won't get you out of the scrape you're in, but you may at least convert some bystanders to lukewarm Christianity, which greatly serves our purpose. If, heaven forbid, you are caught in a rational discussion with someone using basic reasoning skills, firmly double down on your argument, even when it looks like it's proven to be irrational. As an enlightened individual, you know that two opposing moral quandaries can be equally righteous choices. Don't be deceived. Double-mindedness is clearly a righteous act, as you'll be obeying the greatest commandment of all: be nice and don't be divisive. Another important thing to consider is to refrain from reading the Bible as much as possible. You may struggle with retaining this double-mindedness and drift from secular Christianity to God-fearing Christian. While a belief in a higher power is a noble pursuit, putting too much emphasis on the scriptures can hinder you on your journey to becoming a good person. Things to watch out for are a great desire to determine what course of action would be the most loving to others or pleasing in the eyes of God. If you aren't careful, not only could your Caesar worship be compromised, but you may develop nasty side effects like the shedding of double-mindedness in favour of objective reality or basic faculties of logic and reason. Once you develop these symptoms, it's a slippery slope to far-right extremism. You've been warned. So the next time our gentle, loving overlords tell you not to go to church, limit the way you worship in any way, or require vaccine passports to attend the body of Christ, make sure you chastise your pastor if he pushes back on this in any way. After all, Romans 13 says that we should obey our earthly authorities as they are placed there by God. It doesn't matter what the other scriptures say, just focus on that one. God will definitely congratulate you on your virtuous performance when you meet him at the end. I'm Timmy Sherman, and that's all the advice I have for you this week. Tune in next time when I'll be covering the wide, wonderful world of gender pronouns and how to cheat your way to virtue with this great badge of honour. Long live the World Health Organization and, through affiliation, the Chinese Communist Party.